Nashville's recent Australian Americana brought some of the best Australian artists to town, and we had a chance to catch up with several of them at a showcase down at Second Fiddle on Lower Broad. Here's Kelly hooking up with some of the finest roots writers and artists, plus the next generation of Aussie stars.
Sounds Australia has come to town, and we are here in the center of all of the action, getting ready to see these lovely Australians perform. How are you today? Good.
Good, thank you. Now,
you two just won a huge contest in Australia. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, okay, the contest is called Telstra Road to Tamworth. So Tamworth is our equivalent of Nashville, and we ended up in Tamworth and won a free trip over here to write and record and perform, so this is part of that.
So is your experience here in Nashville exactly what you thought it would be, or is it better? Or tell me a little bit about how it's been to be here in town and record.
Oh, it's been amazing. I finished recording at 2 a.m. last night, so it's been an experience, and it's better than what I imagined. Honestly, it's amazing.
Now, what did you record? A song that you wrote, or a song that you found here in Nashville?
No, it's a song that I wrote back home, and I'm releasing it as a single when I get back to Australia.
And what's the title?
It's called Be My Guest.
'Cause if you wanna lie to me, lie to my face. And if you wanna leave, then I can be replaced. If you wanna go and say goodbye, before you go, look me in the eyes and tell me that you don't love me.
Now talk a little bit about your visit to Nashville. Is it what you thought?
It's much better than what I thought it would be. Blown away by all the music's really inspiring. So I just feel like going home every night and writing more songs. And I'm eating way too much food though, because the portions over here are huge. But loving it though.
Honey, all we ever do is cry.
Caught up with Tommy Emmanuel, a famous guitar player who actually lives in Nashville now. And Troy, how are you?
Yeah, look, we're really well, and I started my stay here with a tour with Tommy. It was fantastic.
Wow.
A month of July, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And you did a tour across the U.S., or?
Yeah. Actually, we did the East Coast, I think.
Yeah.
Boston and...
I hadn't done all those beautiful parts of the country by road. I've flown into New York a couple of times, and Tommy offered me the tour, and I thought, what a great opportunity to get up through New England and Connecticut and Massachusetts, and look at all the places they wrote the songs about, which is great.
I'm going back home to where people call you by your first name.
Now, you are Australian, but you've been here for 8 years?
Mm-hmm. Well, I've been coming here. I came here in 1980 as a guest of Chet Atkins, and we got together and played for the first time, and we just hit it off really great. And he said, you should come back here, you know, and make it your home, you know. And so I did, but it took a long time, you know.
What was your first connection with Chet? How did he find out about you?
Well, I wrote to him when I was 11 years old, and people sent him tapes of me playing, and they must have been pretty awful, but he always sent me really encouraging letters, and we just stayed in touch, and we became really, really close, you know.
Now, today's luncheon, you're going to be performing.
Yeah, it's an Australian collection of some people that have come over to be a part of the Americana Festival, and it's exciting, you know. I mean, I've walked up and down these streets many, many years when I've been here on songwriting, you know, journeys, but to be able to come down and do some small shows is a lot of fun. So it gives, I guess, the local people an idea on what inspires us back home, and a lot of it's come from this town in particular over many, many years.
Who are some of your big inspirations from this town?
Look, not so much from this town. The Bakersfield things started with Merle Haggard and Buck Owens for me, but Lefty Frizzell was a huge part of my raising music, and every time I come here I normally go out to Goodlettsville and visit him at the cemetery to say g'day and let him know that there are people across the water that have loved him for years and years.
Oh, that's special.
Same with Chet, you know. I heard Chet on the radio when I was about 8 years old in Australia and couldn't believe what I was hearing, and then many years later when I'm traveling around the world doing concerts and doing workshops, I would call him and say, hey, I'm doing a workshop this afternoon here in Malaysia, and you've got a lot of fans here. And he'd say, what? And he had no idea the extent of his influence and inspiration around the world. Him and Mel Travis and Jerry Reed.
I went to Music City, to the Country Hall of Fame.
Dub Newton, who put this whole event together, tell me a little bit about the idea and how it all came together.
Came here 3 years ago. Lots of Australians come to Nashville, as you know, and Keith being our most famous export. But I went to the Americana Festival and I realised that lots of Australian artists would be more suited musically to this festival than the June CMA one. So I started talking to these folks. Came here last year to just check out the relationship, and here we are with our first artists to be showcased, and you've just met two of them, Tommy and Troy, and it's very exciting. Only this year I've actually got to do stuff as opposed to last year where I just got to hang out and see all the good music.
And today you're very busy with everything going on, and you guys have festivities tonight as well.
We do indeed. The showcases start tonight, so you know, got to get along there and take all the photos and show the folks back home their money's being wisely spent.
And how did you decide about what artists you wanted to showcase here in America?
Basically, I had to think about the sort of artists back home who were committed to a global career, A, but also B, musically they would fit in. So there are lots of others, but we thought we'd start with the best.
Sounds Australia Week was a huge success, and we look forward to having them back again real soon. That's about all the time we have.